Welcome to the Awakened Goddess Show, your source for inspiration, wisdom, and personal discovery. The place to learn from a diverse mix of mentors, metaphysical experts, spiritual leaders, and best-selling authors from around the world. I'm your host, Angela Wilkinson. Join me as I explore the minds of my masterful guests while they share powerful insights and easy-to-use tools you can start using right away. Now, let's tap into the energy of the Awakened Goddess and be enlightened by today's guest. Trisha Michael has lived in Oregon for the past 20 years. She was raised in upstate New York and came to the West Coast to finish her pre-med degree. Her life changed instantly when an angel appeared that set her on a course of studying different modalities within the healing arts. Archangel Raphael came into her life in 2010 as a result of her partnership with her husband, Mike. Since then, they have presented his messages in many forms, including channeling sessions. Now let's welcome Trisha to the show. Hi, I'm Angela Wilkinson, and welcome to this episode of the Awakened Goddess Show, where we co-create powerful, conscious conversations on the leading edge. Today I have a very special guest. Actually, we have two guests, because I have Trisha joining me, and she's going to be channeling Archangel Raphael later in the show. And so I welcome you both.
Thank you.
I just felt the need to welcome him in because I already feel his strong presence. So I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
My body is already flowing with joy, so yes.
I'm so excited because I can tell this is going to be a very powerful show because leading up to this, I mean, just magical things have happened, and it's so many like energetic things have happened, and so Trisha and I met just actually a few days ago at a really, really small psychic fair in a tiny town called Yachats, Oregon. And so I had an opportunity to come and watch your presentation. And at that time, you also channeled Archangel Raphael. And I actually had a chance to ask a question, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, because one of the things, when you channel, you have no recollection of what the conversation is, right?
Right. I totally leave my body for the depth of enrichment that Archangel Raphael wants to bring forth.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so I want to get a little backstory for myself and those that are watching and listening, because not everybody is channeling archangels, right? I mean, right? So, I want to know what was your life before and what was leading up to meeting him and channeling him for the first time. I mean, what was that process like for you?
From childhood, I've had experience beyond what others would consider normal into the realm of the angel realm. And so throughout my life, the angels actually have been my best friends. They're my little GSP, God support positioning for me that always helped me to make the right choice for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up very Catholic, and in the process of growing up very Catholic, the messaging to me was because I wasn't a saint, that I didn't get to personally connect with God's beautiful angels or the greater essence of God. And so in that space, I became very defiant and almost angry at the existence of who we are. And so my life kept singing Tina Turner's song, "What Does Love Have to Do with It?" What's love? And
Have to
one thing
do.
with it, because
Yeah.
my love for God and spirit was so huge. And yet, every time I tried to plug into a system that was already in our beautiful space of religion, I kept getting the hand of saying, "You're not welcome here," to
Mm.
one way or another. When I was seeking the depth of that answer, and in that prayer and intention during, and I was at a work event and we had gone outside. And while we were outside, a beautiful flock of birds flew overhead. And everyone, me and 12 other beautiful souls, saw the flock of birds. But then what happened was they flew in front of me, creating a beautiful spiral of motion, and an angel came down. And the angel then said to me, "Trisha, you are here to help share the message of Archangel Raphael." I, of course, being my mother's daughter, fell to my knees and believe instantly when I touched the angel. When I fell to the knees, I touched the angels, and all my psychic energy just exploded. And it was just one of the most amazing experiences of my life. But also coming down after the angel left, after coming down, I jumped for over 3 hours because the energy of our angel world is so frequency is so high that my body would be detox. Once I started to heal and detox, I realized that this journey with Archangel Raphael wasn't for me to play small, but to move into the center of my destiny. In the process, I have been gifted with the strength of spirit that I call fortitude, to use this beautiful grounding of love and forgiveness that Archangel Raphael is here to share for the full meaning of my life. In that grant depth of service, I have been given the gift to participate in so many ways I would have never thought possible, because I just see myself as just a girl next door from upstate New York.
Well, oh my goodness. I mean, this story that you're sharing about this process that you went through, the detoxing, and I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, actually at a loss of words because I can feel the power of it, right? And hearing how you went from feeling very disconnected and that you could not communicate with God directly, right?
Yes.
To then having this experience, a full on experience with an angel that brings all of your psychic gifts forward. Wow. I mean, I mean, I'm only hearing it, secondhand, but I mean, I'm getting chills just kind of stepping into that.
I totally called it a New York minute. My life changed in a New York minute.
Okay, so then looking back in retrospect, was there a catalyst? Why do you think this happened?
I know, number one, it was my destiny. That my destiny of who I chose for my mom and my dad and their DNA groomed me to be here in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this, their strength, my mom's family, super religious. my dad's family is, they're the best storytellers around. You weave those two beautiful elements, and I am here for Raphael. And so, as a soul, I knew coming in, this is what I was to do. Me not being so defiant and saying yes was my journey of working through and detoxing my blocks.
Mm-hmm. So leading up to that moment when you had this experience of being at work and then you all went outside and then the birds come around, I mean, was there anything leading up to that point that you thought that something was going to happen, or did it
I
just hit you like
It
lightning?
just hit me. It was lightning. It was one of those the movie phenomenon. It's
Mm,
almost like I was so filled with my sincerity of my intention to understand the depth of what does love have to do with this, that that depth of intention magnetized my destiny, my alignment of my destiny. And so through that alignment, the angels saw, and they gave me an instant downloading
mm,
of all that they are here to share. And I think for me, I'm a deep person and I care so deeply and I love so deeply that I knew there's more to what we have than these, formulas that our ego world wants us to believe.
mm-hmm,
And and it's we're all here to share in this wonderful gift of love. It's all. And so I think for me, it was that depth of intensity of singing that. What does love have to do with this? That the angel was like, okay,
I'll show you.
you're actually going to play the leader of this. Let's get you here.
Wow.
And we,
So then after that moment, what was it like for you to all of a sudden come into or be opening to all of these psychic gifts and these abilities? I mean, that
you
would be
feel
quite the experience.
it is quite the experience of learning what is your illusions and what is your truth.
Mm,
Because I really thought I was crazy. And because my husband, who I was with at the time, is atheist, he really thought what happened to me was about my chemistry in my body. And I
mm,
had to fight super hard to know that I wasn't crazy. And this wasn't just because my body was doing a chemistry thing, that the depth and the reality of how true this world is I had to own that.
mm-hmm,
And when I decided I wasn't crazy, because I called at when it first happened after, because my psychic energy, I could see people who had gone before me, I could read people's auras. All of a sudden, my intuition of feeling, knowing, seeing, and hearing were so clear that I could no longer accept that there's more to hear than what we really know. And
mm-hmm,
the joy to participate in that expression was, I'm a learner and I wanted to learn everything I could. So it took me out of my Catholic guilt, so to speak, because I called a priest and asked him if I needed to be exorcised, have an exorcism,
mm-hmm.
because all that was happening is not wasn't what we quote unquote hold as normal
Mm-hmm.
in our daily walk of life. And so when I talked to the priest actually gave me the wisdom of, if this being and what you're doing holds love and the strength of love, then it is your personal journey with God.
Mm-hmm.
If it held evil or any fear, so doing this journey with my intuition and Archangel Raphael, if it held fear, then that, of course, would have been a demonic situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, the way I was so alive after the angel happened. And so everything was so vivid and clear, and all possibilities were in front of me that I knew without a shadow of a doubt this was love.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that. Just how you're describing how the all the illusions were kind of all of the 3D framework, the illusions that we have kind of just melted away for you, and that you're able to see the true potential, the unlimited possibilities that I like to think of, how we can play in the quantum field, and all of those things that we have the ability to do, but we limit ourselves with these structures or beliefs in this 3D reality. So,
Exactly. And so early on, one of the clearest messages from Archangel Raphael is the strength of your convictions. Your convictions opens the portals of your experience that will define you in this journey you call life. And that helped ground me into working and learning the depth of my convictions. And it really, as I hold my truth and integrity, the doors that open are just so yummy, and they flow with ease and grace. And the celebration of each breath is giddy. So that's, so isn't that like, so for me, I just, hearing that statement grounded me to say yes.
mm. Yeah, because it really takes a lot of trust to go through that process, right? So I want to know. Well, let me just say this really quick as a side note. One of the things that I immediately picked up from you, your energy is so like effervescent, and you are like one of the happiest people I know. Just like your energy is just so like uplifting, and yeah, yeah. So anyway, I wanted to know, like, then from this moment when this happens, right? So what was the journey to starting to channel Archangel Raphael?
The journey to channel. So when the angel happened, I was working as a banker at the bank that was Washington Mutual Bank. And part of the journey after the angel happened was looking at how I am a very pragmatic soul. And yet within that pragmatic strength, I always held a creative understanding of solving problems. And so once I realized that I always had this ability, I took classes reading tarot cards, getting Reiki, becoming a healer, which I absolutely love. And I took a year off and did one-on-one study every day with spirit for a year to really clean and hear and hold my space of being the divine instrument for voice. because for Archangel Raphael's voice, because growing up, channeling for me was the most woo-woo of woo-woo. And so for me to enter into the biggest woo-woo, like you're saying, of channeling the depth of an angel, I knew I had to take that year and really become clean and clear. And
Yes.
so in the process of detoxing, my energy changed everything around me. My marriage changed, and we were no longer together. My work changed. My relationships with myself and others changed. And so somebody watching me, again, my neighbors thought I was going crazy because I wasn't even talking the way I did before the angel. Mm-hmm. But their process of really being a supportive energy field gave me the permission to fall into the trust fall of spirit and find where I was being caught. Mm. And to be in that moment fully immersed as one in that energy. So I didn't need their beautiful support to help me feel safe to do that.
Well, and I think it's really important what you're saying about making sure you cleaned up your energy so you could be a clear channel. Because I think that, anytime someone is channeling something or bringing through intuitive messages or psychic information, they have their stuff. And if they're not coming from a place where they know what's mine, what's, someone else's, then they're giving misinformation. And so I love that you took that time and really committed yourself to the process of cleaning and clearing so that you could be a clear channel.
And it truly was. Spirit holds simplicity. And within the ego, life gets complicated. Mm-hmm. And so the first initiation into spirit was to bring my life more simple. And so as I cleared things away energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, I saw the beauty in simplicity. Mm-hmm. And that's why I can have such great joy of just love for people. I soar. People are like champagne bubbles to me. They bring me such joy because in their energy, I see the simplicity of their journey.
Yeah, you can see the clear path without all of the drama.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think for people that are watching and listening, to hear that you had to be willing to let go of a lot of things in your life and really be able to trust and step in when, your relationship fell away, your people were thinking you were crazy, your work changed. I mean, that is a big step in faith. And I think that there's a lot of us that maybe have abilities, but we're not ready to step over the threshold of really like making the commitment, the full on commitment to what does this really mean for the rest of my life?
And I think once you make that, that commitment as your personal heart story with spirit, and you see the ripples of your calling, you can't, it's a no-brainer. It's like a big just yes. But
well, yeah. I mean, yours just came in a really big, loud message.
Loud. And through that, because I really know the message was to ripple to my family and within their DNA to help them hold that this is my journey and not hold me back, put obstacles in my way. And so after my dad died, my beautiful mom went into a convent, sold all her stuff. And in the process of this depth of detoxing and really getting one with spirit, it did change our DNA. So my mom's depth with her prayers are so more vivid and strong. Her journey. And so once you see the wonderful miracles saying yes to your private journey has, makes this work addicting. That's the addiction. For she now lives in her simplicity, in her journey with God. And that's what's beautiful. And so we both nod together and say, go do your work.
Yes. Yeah. Some things just don't need words.
Exactly. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. So I think this is a great time for a break. And then when we come back, I would love to welcome in Archangel Raphael.
I would love that.
Are you an Awakened Goddess Show insider? Each and every month, our members receive lots of fantastic perks, including behind-the-scenes conversations from the show, outrageously fun virtual happy hours, bonus meditations, powerful activations, and healing energy work with the guests, exclusive gifts and private readings, on-demand access to the show, plus an invite to join our private community. Visit our website today at theawakenedgoddess.com for more information. Now back to the show. Let's go ahead and I'd love to welcome Archangel Raphael.
Thank you. And so it is. Dear ones, I come before you to bow in the magnetic strength you all hold that pulses through you to accomplish your desire, to see your grace, your love, your heart to shine in its glorious strength and being one with all that is around you. I honor and find the great vividness of your passion. For your passion, dear ones, create an electric essence that moves you as a group of love to the highest strength that you are here to share your destiny. You all hold passion. Each time you choose to celebrate your breath, your walking, your spacious awareness of your mind to the passion pulse of love and purpose that you have come here to share. Know your passion is a calling that you have come to unravel. And being passionate gives you the strength to expand outside your comfort zone into a place that you have not journeyed before. For all souls right now on this beautiful Mother Earth have come to expand in a way they haven't before. This is why you all feel a little rocky and very vulnerable in this expression of expansion. Know that this vulnerability with passion is a strength to try new ideas and to unite in creative outcomes that allows you all to find your journey with ease and grace. Your journeys are the most personal stories that we hold. And in holding the depth of your personal story, you will have the destiny that you came to do. Your purpose glows deep within you and moves you to the passion of saying yes to connecting in the greatest expansion of love. Namaste.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So who am I talking to now?
Now it's Trisha.
Okay.
He's still with me.
Okay.
So,
Well, I wasn't sure if I could ask questions or who
yes,
I was
let's
talking.
ask. Because he
Okay.
could come back, but he wanted you to know. So yes.
Yes, I thought I was looking into your eyes.
Yes.
Oh goodness. Okay,
Mm,
so I would love to know if, well, I'm sure that you have a message for the Awakened Goddess Show watchers and listeners. What would you say to those that are watching in stepping into their fully embodied self?
when you are in alignment to your truth of your soul, you hold the grounding that is necessary to weave the waves of duality that are always around you. Being awakened means that you are working from the highest illuminated vibration that your soul has embodied. When you all move into that expression, you find the joy of leveraging duality that is around you to bring the greatest happiness of your heart and the greatest creativity of you with your mind. Awakened souls become the rays of light that shatter the egoic illusions, allowing that your light to be your calling card of all that you touch. Find ways to ground deeply in to your passion, to your purpose and to this your holy temple. For in your body you hold all the portals to beam love and forgiveness throughout the universe. Namaste.
Beautiful. So you and we had an opportunity to chat a couple days ago, and I wanted to get some more information on some of the things that you said during when I was talking with Archangel Raphael. And one of the things that we talked about was my upcoming trip. And you said that it was predestined. And I would love to know more about that. Because you also said, I'm sorry, you also said that it's going to open me up to a new expression. So,
This journey is finding completion that your soul yearns for. Your trip is bringing you to some powerful vortexes that hold memory for you in understanding the ray of power and the ray of service that you have come to straddle this lifetime. As you are walking in the destiny this trip holds, you will undergo transformation, especially within your DNA, to provide answers of what you really call home. For your DNA has felt abandonment. It also has felt it needs to leave a legacy that allows the words that you are here to hold be permanent in this gracious story of awakening. It also will heal the doubt of love that you want in your heart. And so healing doubt of love allows your heart to expand and be in a dance of magnifying the soul who wants to share with you. And we offer the space of angel kisses to help you clear within your conditioned awareness and your DNA awareness of the betrayal of love. For you have held a space of working through all the ways love does shift in an illusion around power and around service.
mm-hmm.
Does that help, dear one?
Yes. Yes. And one last final question I'd like to ask is how can I support myself in a greater way to to further my reach and bring through more energy to expand the show?
For you, a great way of grounding to really ripple energetically with alignment throughout your physical body and all of your aura layers is to, as you do, connect deeply in the morning with Mother Earth. You hold the goddess of water within your cells. You are very fluid around people because you hold the mastery of the goddess of water. Yet water is so fluid that it loses its sense of forward movement with strength. Coalescing as you ground the mastery of the goddess within you and the beautiful elements of water will give you the electrical excitement that you already hold, but it will clear it so that your magnetic field around you will magnetize events and people who will also then help spread your message globally.
Mm-hmm.
You already show up at the right time, and you already have great trust to do the work that you are doing. Now is to invoke the power of water to hold your message in every vein of the earth and in the holy temples of all that is around you. This message will nourish people's DNA and bring them the knowledge to say yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if Trisha would like to come back.
Thank you. That was so fun.
It was so fun. It was so fun. Okay, so let's take another quick break, and then when we come back, we'll debrief.
Okay.
Have you created vision boards, listened to meditations, and read books on how the law of attraction works, yet you're still not where you want to be? The key to manifesting is focusing your attention on your big dreams consistently, fully embodying the feeling as if it's already happening. And that's why I created the Envision Experience, a revolutionary and simple 28-day process for powerful quantum-level dream manifesting. So if this sounds interesting to you, I'd love for you to join us. You can find out more at theawakenedgoddess.com/envision-experience. Now back to the show. Whew, all right, so good. That was so much fun. And okay, so like I said before, you don't remember anything of the conversation.
I don't. But by
Well,
the glow around you, I know he spoke to your heart. So that is beautiful.
yes. Yeah, and I actually was tearing up in I asked about my trip, and how we talked about it being predestined, and um, that I would be, one of my intentions is to go to sacred sites, and we talked about the vortexes that I will come um, meet up with. And so it would definitely resonated very deeply with me, and I was like tearing up, and because I felt it. And so yeah, because my 3D human egoic self, just this morning was struggling with this, the idea of the hows and how is it going to happen and all of that. But, this was a great confirmation that, when we are in alignment, I've been talking about this trip for a year and a half or so, and
Mm.
then this opportunity with a listener came up where she invited me to stay with her. And then, things have progressively, the doors have just been opening. But then there's still the part of me that is like the what is it, the doubting Thomas or whatever they and so thank you for allowing me to have a one-on-one with him and
Oh, my joy. I love to do it. He's always with me, so how can I not share that
mhm, mhm,
gift?
mhm. And I loved the piece he talked about the goddess of the water. And I am looking forward to um you know kind of being with that and stepping
Mm,
into that, because I always saw myself as a fire person.
very good.
But I love connecting with water. And it is very much like I love it. I went swimming. I jumped in the lake this morning before this interview. Uh, so it's a reminder to drink more water. And I know that you can structure water to, you can set your intentions in water, and you can infuse your body will absorb that and resonate. And so, yeah, very powerful messages. So, yes, thank you.
I love that because the way you are rippling your message and this beautiful gift of your show is in those beautiful channels of movement.
Hmm.
And water just provides that conduit for you to
Yeah.
flow with that. So I love that.
Well, and there's no coincidence that both you and I are wearing blue and your background's blue.
Water!
It always tickles me to see how I am downloaded, or I get energy before interviews, and of course this wasn't planned, so it was like so beautifully aligned. So you have a really awesome book, and I would love for you to share about it, because um, you wrote it with two collaborators, right?
Thank
So
you. Yes.
you have a beautiful husband that he is like, oh my goodness, every woman I think needs a
Oh.
man like him, because I had a chance to meet him, and he is such a supportive man. And I think that every goddess needs a loving, supportive man that helps us become our best selves. So I'm just like raving about him, but
Love 'em. I agree.
so but yeah, tell us about your book.
So when my beautiful husband and I started dating, the journey to us becoming to know each other was to collaborate and write a book with Archangel Raphael. And together, this book is woven in with love and the desire to seek knowledge.
Hmm. So it's called A Journey of Discovery Through Intuition with Help from the Angels.
Yes. And
Yeah.
beautiful Archangel Raphael gave us the wrapper, so the container to share information that weaves as above, so below, and as within, and so without. So it brings us into that balance awareness of living in our human temple and being fully aligned with spirit. And so, how fun. I had my own personal journey doing this because, again, when you are putting yourself into a project with spirit, you have to detox through the process.
Yes.
All
Yes.
my human wants of how I wanted to write it and how I wanted it to look slowly got swept away through the waves of the spirit showing me and awakening me to how profound the wrapper that Archangel Raphael was holding was.
Mm.
And so once I understood and I felt its comfort of that wrapper that this book holds for people who start to put their toes into the world of intuition, it was a pure no-brainer again. Yes. But how funny I had to detox all from my beautiful straight A. I was a straight A student, so I loved textbooks. And I really thought, oh, this will be a great textbook. No. It's a chrysalis of love to understand how we transform to fly with spirit.
Mm. Beautiful. You know, I had a chance to like look through the book, and I would love for you to talk about in the book about the magnetic light grid. And so I'd love for you to share a little bit about that.
And how beautiful, because this is why Archangel Raphael kept telling me today he wanted, while I was meditating this morning, getting ready, he wanted to share his message on passion. Because passion is a very electrified field.
Yeah.
We are all connected in an electrified field. That's what creates the vibrational movement of light and sound. And it is the way atoms unite, is through connecting with the positive and negative pulses to make them a stronger whole energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the magnetic grid is actually woven throughout the soul of humanity. We are all connected in this energy, just like we have the lines of electricity running through your neighborhoods. You actually have a magnetic grid that's around your body, connecting you to all souls. And again, this is why intuition works, because we are all one and there is no privacy policy within the magnetic electronic grid, because
Sure.
it's just purely energy, passion energy running. And so as you clean and be strong in your integrity, then you can trust this electronic grid to be more fast. So you actually have a faster response rate from spirit because you are working with the electronic field that holds the clarity within your system. And so it's when we're not building in clarity and you're not holding passion, you actually have unplugged to some degree from the electronic grid. Within that, manifesting takes so much energy because then your will has to build whatever, quote unquote, you desire. But when you are grounded and hold integrity and trust your passion to participate with spirit, then how you manifest within the electronic grid is with ease and grace.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
when I fly, I always look at all the wires that connect us and make us have light, right? Because electricity brings, it awakens things in our home, these appliances. Same with the grid, the electronic grid. When you plug in, and it is the same, because we are the appliance, and this grid is part of how we interact with all sentient beings. And
Well,
then it brings you awake, which is so cool to me.
well, I love that. Yeah, I can totally see it's like we're switching on the light, turning on the light. And I also love how you're saying clarity and passion. When we get clear and we feel the passion about whatever it is that we want, that we can manifest really quickly. And to think of how this grid um, connects us all, and that we can, when we get aligned and we tap into that, then those people will be attracted to us. And for those people that have watched how it's manifested with this trip, and how I have an auction that's happening, and people have been donating things to help fund the trip, and that has come together so beautifully and so effortlessly, that that's a perfect example of that. Yeah, because I am so passionate about traveling and very clear. So yes, yes.
And that is the universal law of energy. And I love it because the science weaves in with the beautiful gifts of spirit, which weaves in the great weaving of all of the duality that we hold around us.
Yeah. Well, I highly encourage you guys to check out Trisha's book, because it is I love it, how well, you said you thought it was going to be a textbook, but it's actually quite the opposite of a textbook. But it is so full of great information to help develop your intuition, and so yeah. So thank you,
Thank
Trisha, for
you.
joining me today. This was
Thank
such a joy, and I love your energy, and it was so much fun to play with Archangel Raphael, and yeah, I've felt all sorts of things today. So thank you.
Thank you. Like the joy of this moment just ripples through me. So thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Awakened Goddess Show. I hope you enjoyed today's guest and got something you can start using in your life right away. For more spiritual insights and to listen to more episodes, subscribe to The Awakened Goddess Show at theawakenedgoddess.com and discover wisdom that'll change your life.